Good morning, everybody. Grab that cup of coffee, but it's going to take a little longer to drink it today because we got an excellent video coming up right now. Hey, well, good morning, everybody. Come on, Hank. You know what I'm doing early in the morning. Hey, what I found out last night was we got an alarm clock over there. You hear him? Can't hear him from the hospital. Can't hear nothing. I mean, not from the hospital, from the room. We are next to a hospital. That's a parking lot right behind me. Right behind the hotel is the hospital. It's surrounded more or less. I might go in there and show you the pool and stuff. It's a nice place. And I don't mind being this far away from the main drag and all, but so anyway, I don't know what we're going to do today. We're going to Vickie wants to go see more old houses. That's about as exciting as that rooster to me. So, I don't know. We'll see what we find to do. I think we're going to go downtown down to the Bourbon Street area. We're going to have to take Hank because he don't like being in these motels alone by him, you know. So, let's see what we can find to do today, guys. I'm going to go have some coffee in there right now with Charlie. Let the girls do their sleeping. It's 5-something. So me and Charlie, we're going to go have our morning coffee. Only going to do that a few more days with Charlie. I really enjoy that. But let's go see what we can find to do today. Well, we're out here having our coffee now. I just thought I'd show you the back of this place. Charlie was sitting out here, got to see the moon go down, but by the time it went down and I got Hank taken care of, you know, anyway, it's gone. But here's what the courtyard looks like. Yeah, there's your sky right there. There's parking for the hospital. That's a helipad up there. And then you got the hospital right here. So we're in kind of a little boxed in area, which would be great if it was real windy or stormy. Pool's right over there. Nice pool. A few folks in it last night. But this little area is pretty nice. We got tables, and Charlie and I sat out here last night and had a little toddy. And then we're having our coffee today, huh?
So we're up.
Hey, good morning, Charlie.
Good morning.
So they got a smoking place over there, but that chair's got water in it. I found that out last night. So we're sitting over here. We wanted to drink our coffee and eat our cookies, which I'll pick that up. But we're sitting here and we're getting ready to eat our cookies, and this guy comes out and gave Charlie some cookies, didn't he?
Sure did. He bought us each a couple of cookies, and we came out here with Hank, and all of a sudden the guy that takes care of everything came out with something in his hand. He said, "No, I'll get some for the puppy," and he gave us 2 big treats.
2 big treats. Right there. Yeah, and Hank. Where are you, Hank? Get over here. What if you want another cookie or something, man? He's exploring. There's nobody out here. I ain't gonna worry about it. But this is the back of the place. I like this hotel a lot. So if you're ever down here, you might want to check this one out. You always get an Uber and go downtown, which would be easier than trying to find a parking spot down there. That's for sure.
And it's got a good price.
Yeah, this is a good price compared to down. They were what, running $300 a night?
Between 150 and 300 or more downtown.
Yeah.
And this one was like $95 plus tax, about $100.
Yeah.
And it's a very, very nice little hotel.
Yeah. Just
Quiet.
when you want to go downtown, just get an Uber or something. Don't even fight the traffic.
And they got their own parking.
Yeah.
They ain't got to park on the
That's another thing about New Orleans. You want to make sure you got a place with parking, because a lot of these places don't. And man, parking's limited. Ain't that right, Hank? Good morning, buddy. Well, we are downtown. Found some parking. There's some big buildings. But we're going to go explore now. Got to pay for the parking. It's only $200 an hour, but we got it. Vickie's going to pay.
Not working? Okay, thank you.
Tech savvy, I guess. This is how you got to pay to park. They don't put a attendant in here. You got to figure it out. So that's what we're trying to figure out. Huh. Well, they say there's ghosts down here, but I don't believe it. Do you believe there's ghosts down here, Cassandra?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, wait a minute. What's that guy right there?
Oh, that's a zombie.
Ooh, looking right over my shoulder. Well, we're here, and this is where we are. And there's lovebirds right here. I seen them kissing.
I know.
Oh, my.
She's kissing me because she's mean to me. She's been beating me all night.
Yeah, and I know how you hate that.
Hell, it might have been coming from right here. Look.
Yeah, they're going to play a little game.
So what's the name of this place we're at, Cassandra?
Cafe du Monde.
Cafe du Monde. There it is, right there. The original coffee stand. Okay, let's go check that out. Pretty cool buildings there.
Oh. You want to try the chicory? I'm it's different than strawberry different. I mean, if you want to get one just to try.
Well, that's the sound of New Orleans. Yes, it is. Early in the morning, though, and that's okay with us. Now we're ordering some kind of something or other, chicory coffee, and some kind of a pastry that's supposed to be all the cry out for. So let's see what that looks like when we get there. So what do you think, Vickie? It's gonna be hard to talk here, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, New Orleans. I'm glad we made it. This was so good, Vickie bought some to bring it home so we can make that kind of coffee chicory. Anyway, we got some in the pantry now. I'm not for sure, don't hold me to this, but I think this ride on the carriage cost us $125 for the 4 of us, which was probably the best deal we got on the trip, because we got to see a lot of stuff. You're going to see it right now.
Between the Mississippi River on the east and the Rocky Mountains on the west, from here all the way up to Canada. So all the land in the middle of the country today, except for Texas, used to be Louisiana.
Montana.
Thomas
Wow.
Jefferson was the president. Napoleon Bonaparte was the leader of France. And yeah, it essentially was the whole Great Plains, right? Most of Minnesota, some of Montana, all of North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska,
Wow.
Arkansas,
I didn't realize that.
Iowa, Missouri, all of that was Louisiana, right?
Oh my god.
Look at all the balconies with the flowers and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this area up ahead of us here, guys, these are apartments, homes, and condominiums. Most of these French Quarter buildings are residential buildings. Most of these buildings are close to 200 years old. The majority of them
The
are
gas
over
burning
200
lights.
years old.
Yeah.
The French Quarter is the oldest part of the city. This is where they first settled at, back in 1718, over 300 years ago. They settled here first because it's higher than the surrounding area. The French Quarter is a few feet above sea level. Most of the city is below sea level. And I made a big difference back in '05 during Hurricane Katrina. Thank you. There you go, guys. It's a gang, folks. Look at it.
The biker gang.
Biker gang.
Oh my god. Yeah.
They're going to get tattoos right now. Yeah, the French Quarter is a little bit higher than most of the area, right?
Right.
And that made a big difference back in '05 during Hurricane Katrina. This area did not get flooded.
Oh, wow.
That's right. Man, the water that flooded the city came from Lake Pontchartrain, which is miles away that way, not the Mississippi River, which is right next to it.
Huh.
It's the lake that flooded the city, not the river. So even though 75–80% of the city got flooded back then, the oldest parts of the city were spared because they built on the high ground first. So the French Quarter, the Garden District, St. Charles Avenue, none of the old original city flooded.
Now when they
Wow.
found when they came
Call
here,
it the sliver along the river. The way the land is here is different than one might normally think. Is that the land alongside the Mississippi River is actually the high ground. If you go inland, the land gets lower. New Orleans is like, you know, a coffee saucer or a dish where the edges are higher than the middle.
Right.
And one of the edges of the city is the Mississippi River. So if you're along the Mississippi River, you're actually, you know, on the high ground. And that was the problem. Once it did flood back in there, it wasn't going to go anywhere because it was already at its lowest spot. They had to have the Shaw Group, big industrial oil field group, came in and did all of that type of infrastructure. The main industry of the state is the oil petrochemical business, which is like Texas, right? You know,
Right.
Okay.
Oil rigs out the Gulf. Yeah, we have the biggest refineries in the United States here, up around Baton Rouge, actually, where they are.
Right.
Yeah, get that mirror in and you'll be all right. Good drive. There you're at.
yeah, I work, you know, I'm from the
Kathy Bates played Madame LaLaurie on the TV show American Horror Story.
Uh-huh.
She won an Emmy for it. The story behind it all is that it said that Madame LaLaurie and her husband, who was a doctor, that they were sadists. That they got, you know, erotic enjoyment out of doing things to their enslaved servants. And that her husband, the doctor, would do weird experiments on people.
I'm sure.
Supposedly where they did all of that is upstairs on the 3rd floor in the back. There
Uh-huh.
should be a window, but there isn't a window.
Right.
It said that that room has been sealed. So that
my
nothing can
God.
get in, nothing bad can get out.
So what is this now?
It's a single family home.
It
Oh,
is?
right
The
there.
owners of it don't live in it. It's just a place.
See why?
Why would you know, right? Her daddy was the Don Andreas Almanaster. He's the man who put up the money to build the St. Louis Cathedral. They were European royalty.
We took quite a few photos along with the videos on this buggy ride. It's very interesting and way more information than I can relay to you guys for sure. So get down there, take that buggy ride for sure. Nicolas Cage lived down there in one of those houses, the LaLaurie Mansion. That's the one they had boarded up, one of the rooms, because they tortured their slaves. There was quite a story on that, more than I even want to talk about right here. But he stayed there. He bought that place for $3.4 million, stayed one night in it, and then he was out of there. It's too haunted for him. So I can't tell you much about the other stories of the houses. They're all online if you want to pull them up. There's one of the places you throw your beads down there on Bourbon Street. Also, there's a big homeless, bunch of homeless people down there, tents and camps and everything, but they're not in town. They're right at the edge, though. We did drive by that by accident. No violence, nothing to report bad, just some homeless people here and there. And so we're going to go to some bars now and check them out. Well, what a day we're having, what a day. Love that horse ride. He told us a lot of stuff that nobody knew about, especially us, not us Idahoans. Well, right there, I think it's Pearls is where we're eating. Or, I don't know, there's so many of them, but we're grabbing lunch in there. And wind's picking up. Storm's supposed to be blowing in, but that wind keeps it from being too hot. So, anyway, we're going to grab something to eat in here. We paid for more parking. It's kind of spendy, but, you know, you're here. Everything's spendy in the world now, guys. Hang in here. Let's see what we get into next. I think we're going to start off the next video right here with Pat O'Brien's. They have a drink there called the Hurricane. We're going to tell you all about that in the very next video. This one's long enough for you guys. Hope you are enjoying these. Subscribe, please.